let's see who might still be coming here today, but I think we have everybody. My name is Katrina Johnson. I'm the project manager for Connect Strength. Connect Strength as an entity is really the most robust and ambitious group of schools focusing on mental well-being. What did your group come up with that is going well? You're seeing, you're hearing, that's increasing belonging in your school. Schools are going through a very difficult time. They're strained. There aren't enough therapists. There aren't enough teachers. And especially after the pandemic, we saw the increase in anxiety, the increase in mental health needs raised by 30 to 40%. So today, we are bringing the kids together to connect and feel a sense of belonging in our community.
A lot of people see what we're doing and immediately are confused. The first half of the regional retreat is all about information. It's explaining these ideas and really guiding them through, here's what this looks like. The latter half is actually doing activities that we can repeat and use functionally within our schools. So the benefit is not only do our peer leaders get to experience it firsthand, they can then use those exact ideas and bring that back home to our city. So all the faces that you see, all the people I'm interacting with, they're not random. These are people who really stand out in their schools. These are individuals who have made positive impacts. These are individuals whose voice is not only heard, but listened to. You're not going to listen to the teacher or the person that you don't recognize as your friend. But if your best friend is like, hey, I see that you're really struggling and you've been distant late. Can we talk about this? They're the ones who are actually going to be able to make a change.
Hello, I'm Mr. Isaac Oki. I hail from Cassville. I got involved with Sources of Strength when I was actually doing my studies as a graduate student for a school counselor, and I thought it was so powerful they did this that I wanted to bring it to Cassville as well for my students to benefit from it. Really proud of that. The language is built up right away in elementary school, so then when we do our peer leader trainings for middle school, for high school, that they have that language built in. They're more confident being able to talk out in the groups, and then we see that huge benefit at a regional retreat like today when they're with multiple schools, and it just works faster that they open up to their peers and get to hear what they're doing successfully that they can bring it back to their school.
Once Sources of Strength was introduced to our school, I felt there was a greater sense of openness about our emotions, how we feel about one another.
For us, the Sources of Strength stuff that we've done has just really helped build connections between all of our students.
Sources for my school has made mental health a little less hard to talk about.
No more is the medical model or just going to see a doctor to get better the answer. Instead, it's recognizing what we can do every day in our schools and in our community to bring people together and empower and equip them to have the skills to talk to one another. When there's a big event that happens at a school, like if there's a death or a suicide, we call that postvention. And then there might be interventions that happen, and we go back to prevention. Why I stick to Sources of Strength being the foundation of Connect Strength is it because it covers the whole umbrella of prevention, intervention, and postvention. Over the years, we've been able to increase the readiness for other schools to be involved and to increase the ways that we can scaffold the kids' exposures to hope, help, and strength. And one of the ways that we decided to do that at this retreat was to focus on awe.
So the big idea, the one that everyone talks about, what is this awe? Awe itself is being in the moment and realizing that you're there. So all of these different activities that we're walking them through and helping them actually proceed with is research that we've been using. The whole premise behind it is to give you, here's an example of how this applies specifically with nature. Here's an example of how this applies visually with the arts. What we're going through is having them literally practice not only the individual parts that lead up and help to reinforce awe, it also makes it more actionable. And so we go through each of these activities to help them find out fundamentally, here's what this looks like. Here's what you should be aware of.
When you focus on the needs of the kids, listening to their voices, repeating if you heard it right, and then letting them know that what you just heard is something that's important and that you are going to equip them to be part of the solution in their school and community, that's when you're working together. Putting on a regional retreat, funding it, having schools be equipped to bring their groups here is not easy. And the reasons that my team and I are so persistent is because we know it helps. It helps us in our difficult roles, and it helps by bringing kids together so that they feel connected. Can you say one or two things that you liked about today?
I liked meeting new people.
Yeah, I was gonna say I like meeting all these nice people.
I liked all the activities and making new friends.
We will always have these videos, these stories that don't need to sell the regional retreat, because once you see these pictures and you hear the kids' voices and you hear our interviews, it all makes sense. It's really quite easy. We're spreading wellness.